ほとんどのマーレ兵は収容所の壁を睨みつけてんだろ。ほとんどのマーレ兵は収容所の壁を睨みつけてんだろ。
Did Studio MAPPA up the budget on the Blu-ray changes? That looked Yo, what's good? It's a Boy Dude Reviews back at it with Attack on Titan's final season Blu-ray TV versus Blu-ray comparison. But this time we're going to be checking out Volume 2 for the very first time. Now that Volume number 1 is all done and dusted, it's time to pop in the Blu-ray for the second volume of Attack on Titan's final season with disc number 1. Let's get digital files onto this computer of mine and see what MAPPA changes have been made. First of all, the fire animation is a lot different in this scene, with it being a lot more vibrant, and the floor where Armin is sitting appears a little bit more red in the TV compared to the Blu-ray. Armin's hand looks a little bit lighter in the Blu-ray version compared to the TV, where it had a sort of a pinkish hue to it, and the tile 3 years ago was a lot smaller and thinner in the Blu-ray. The flag is actually flying in the TV, but on the Blu-ray, it ain't flying, it's just sort of standing there, and that's because there is no wind in the scene. If you saw that shot with the man talking to his scout troops, the people in the background were a lot blurred out, along with the ropes and the background rocks. But then the flag is flying again in that shot, and then they add a shaky cam to the man as he's holding to the bars for his dear life. Ernest Titan looking more or less the same. Earlier on, when the troops were falling down the ship, if you look where the guy on the right hand side is, they added more of a bar to the side of the ship, and the sea is a lot more clear and visible. Hanji's face is a lot similar in this shot. It hasn't been altered or changed. I kind of found her face to look a little bit too cutesy and too young-like. If you just saw the spear, it appears a lot more shinier and more detailed and vibrant. If you notice this shot, the stars in the background were a little bit blurred out, and in the TV they added the gun where his back is, but then they removed it. Eren's CGI Titan looks pretty much the same in this shot, to be honest. Liena's hair is looking a little bit more yellow in the Blu-ray version compared to the TV, where it was a little bit darker. Eren had a little bit more lighting on his CGI Titan right there. Oh, Jean's face looks a lot different in the Blu-ray and the TV. Look at that face, it's so much different. Armin's hair is appearing a lot more yellow in the shot. A little bit more of a highlight when Hanji was sort of putting the bullets back into the gun. But Levi is a lot shorter in the Blu-ray version of it. I think it's to make it more consistent because the chair doesn't appear that higher up. A little bit more of a lighter green tone to the background of the tent. The ground where Levi was kicking Hanji was a little bit brighter. Liena's completely redrawn, but Onion Coupon looks pretty much the same. As you saw earlier on, it sort of had a panning in the TV but not in the Blu-ray. The Blu-ray just sort of like had it as a still frame shot instead. Back of the tent looks a little bit greener in this shot, so we see a bit more of MAPPA Levi. More brighter green tones in the back of the tent, plus Liena's face is a little less pink in the Blu-ray. He altered the cup of the tea, the top bit of it, the teacup. Bit more green there, bit more green there, lighter hair on Liena. Liena's just looking at Zeke Yeager in awe. The Blu-ray looks a little bit more vibrant around her hair. There's a little bit more of a vibrancy there. They completely altered the lighting choice of the background on the Blu-ray, and they made it a bit darker where the sun is sort of like peering across the mountain. Where Hanji is sort of standing, the light is also appearing on her hair a lot more and her coat. Slight MAPPA choice there, but it makes all the difference. This shot is a blink and you miss it. Look at the TV, look how undetailed these guys look, and then look at the Blu-ray. Whoa, they're all so detailed. Wow, so much detail. In this shot, Levi's chair is a lot different in this one. Our boy in the background's a little bit more blurred out, so they made this guy in the foreground to appear a lot clearer. Radio in the background is a little bit more blurred out, just so that we can focus on the guy's hand, but his hand is a little less reddish in the Blu-ray. MAPPA added a background to this guy's hideout, and they also lightened the machine as well, compared to the dark machine in the TV. In this shot, the boats appear a little bit more visible, but then they're inside the sea, and you have more of a shadow. Interesting choice. The explosion of Armor's Cluster Titan is a lot more vivid and bright and vibrant compared to the TV version. Look at that bomb, look how more yellow that looks compared to the TV. Those poor souls, they didn't know what was coming to them. And there's more of a shaky cam in that shot, so there'll appear a little bit more motion blur as well. If you notice the light next to Onion Coupon, it's a lot more bright and yellow and vibrant compared to the TV. If you notice, the scouts sort of costumes looked a little bit different, and they looked a lot more blurred out, plus they added a blink to Armin as well. That food looks so much better with all that shine and highlights to it. Look at that. MAPPA really knows how to go all out with lighting. They completely made Sasha so much more shiny and bright and colourful in this shot. Added way more of a highlight around her, and a shaky cam as well throughout when she's eating. I don't know why they did that. Plus they completely fixed Sasha's hand when it had a sort of a weird red hue around her hand and her arm. Why did MAPPA do that? Plus the lobster appeared a bit blurred. added more of a shaky cam, and the sky is a lot lighter. Plus they repositioned Niccolo in the shot right there. Look at him. He's completely repositioned. Oh, did you notice that? They completely altered his mouth closing compared to the TV version when he was just opening his mouth throughout the shot. Eren shooting the gun in this scene. Look at the sacks, they're a lot more brighter and vibrant. And the glass is also reanimated as well to make it a little bit more shattery. Plus they added a rope in that scene. And there's a lot more of a vibrancy in this shot with the sun. That shot with the toy train had a little bit more of a yellow hue to it. Interesting.
Army.
They reanimated Eren's face in that shot when we've been talking about Armin, and they also changed the can when Eren shot it, adding more of a yellow hue to Armin and Mikasa with the sun in the background. Eren's face is so much more different in that shot, and they changed his nose, it's a lot smaller, and they repositioned his eyes a little bit. More of a yellow hue in the background of the shot of him shooting Sasha. The scene with Armin holding the seashell has a dark shadow underneath it on the Blu-ray. Look at it, got a dark shadow. As Eren is breathing into the mirror, they sort of added a bit of animation on the TV, but they completely removed that animation of him pushing his head forward. In this shot, the path appears a little bit brighter in the TV, but in the Blu-ray it's a lot darker with barely any highlights. In this shot, they completely redrew the flowers packaging on the grave of Sasha Browse. Kaya and Sasha's mother are actually redrawn, and they also redrew Sasha Browse's father's face for some reason. I guess that's a little bit better. Adding a shaky cam to the horse carriages. Because of that, they have a sort of motion blur, plus the guy on the left hand side with the newspaper appears on the Blu-ray, but on the TV, he's nowhere to be seen. This entire interior shot of Levi and Zeke talking has a little bit more of a highlight with the sun sort of reflecting into the carriage, which sort of makes Zeke's hair appear a little bit more of a different shade of yellow. Levi's a little bit brighter in that shot, plus you can barely see the panning shot of the buildings in the background. All the shots with the serums are completely recolored in this scene. They completely changed the shading on the background of the wall. In the Blu-ray it's dark, but in the TV it's a bit brighter. Plus they also changed the color of the serum packaging in the Blu-ray to red from white. Zeke's hair is a little bit more vibrant in the Blu-ray compared to the TV. Look at the trees and the scouts in the background, but look at the Blu-rays. It's a bit clearer, there's more green in the trees. Scabby is swearing vengeance on towards Eren Yeager. Armin's hand appears a bit brighter holding the seashell, and for the flashback of him destroying the port, there's so much more red flames. It's so much more freaky looking as well, with all those red sparks in the background flying around. Damn, look at that. MAPPA know how to go all out when it comes to lighting. The flames where Annie's crystal are on the right hand side has a different shade of yellow. It's a bit more vibrant compared to the TV version. Plus the lighting on the crystal is a little bit darker on the Blu-ray. Here's the shot of Aaron's animation being removed on the Blu-ray of him breathing forward. But those are all the differences and changes that MAPPA made in episode 9, Brave Volunteers, of the final season of Attack on Titan. What did you think of those changes? Did you like them? Did you hate them? Like this video, subscribe for more anime and manga reactions and reviews. Attack on Titan TV vs Blu-ray Comparison final season episode 10, A Sound Argument, will be coming very soon, so stay tuned to this channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, Boarded Reviews signing out.